Okay, so for skill 3, I chose 4 angles, 1 6 pi, 3/4 pi, 5/3 pi, and my quadrantal angle I chose was 3 pi over 2. So I used a unit circle for all these, so I'm going to really quickly explain the unit circle. The unit circle is just a circle with a radius of 1, so when you make a triangle, the hypotenuse will be 1. And this point corresponds to this angle, and this point is the x value is cosine, and the y value is sine. This is because cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse, and since hypotenuse is 1, just adjacent, and this is just the x value. And sine is opposite over hypotenuse. Again, the hypotenuse is 1, so opposite is just the y value, and yeah, that's sine. Okay, so first I found sine cosine of 1/6 pi, and 1/6 pi is just 30 degrees. So here is a 30, 60, 90 degree triangle I drew. And since this is in the unit circle, the hypotenuse is 1, and the longer leg is root 3 over 2, and the shorter leg is 1/2. So sine is just opposite over hypotenuse, so this is the opposite side. So 1/2 over hypotenuse is 1, so that's just 1/2, or just the y value. And then cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse, so that's just root 3 over 2, and that's also the x value. Okay, so next I found sine and tangent of 3/4 pi, and 3/4 pi is just 135 degrees, so I drew it here in the second quadrant, and this reference angle is 45 degrees, so this is a 45, 45, 90 triangle. And in the unit circle, the hypotenuse is 1, and since, as I said, this is a 45, 45, 90 triangle, the side lengths are root 2 over 2. And in the unit circle, this side has a negative x value, so here it's negative root 2 over 2. And so the x value is negative root 2 over 2, y value is root 2 over 2. And sine is opposite, so that's root 2 over 2, or you can just look at the y value. And tangent is opposite over adjacent, so root 2 over 2 divided by negative root 2 over 2. And that here, that's just negative 1. Or you can look at the x and y values again. Tangent is just sine over cosine, so sine divided by cosine is negative 1 again. Okay, next I did cosine and cosecant of 5/3 pi, and here I drew 5/3 pi, and it's 300 degrees, so it is in the fourth quadrant, and has a reference angle of 60 degrees, therefore forming a 30, 60, 90 triangle. And since it's in the unit circle, it has a hypotenuse of 1 and legs of 1/2 and negative root 3 over 2. And so cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse, so that's just 1/2, or the x value. And then cosecant is 1 over sine, it's reciprocal of sine. So sine is opposite of hypotenuse, so cosecant would be hypotenuse over the opposite side. So hypotenuse is 1, the opposite is negative root 3 over 2, so 1 over negative root 3 over 2 is equal to negative 2 over 3, and then that's just negative 2 root 3 over 3. Or you could just do 1 over the y value. It's just the same thing. Okay. So for my last angle, which is my quadrantal angle, I found secant and cosecant of 3 pi over 2. That's just 270 degrees, so it's this angle right here. So secant is the reciprocal of cosine, so that's 1 over cosine. So I found cosine first, and cosine, well, the limit of cosine as theta approaches 270, so you can see as this approaches 270, the limit, it gets closer and closer to 0, as you can see, because cosine is the x value, and then here it's the x value is 0, so you can see it gets closer to 0. Okay, so secant of 270 would then be 1 over cosine, which is 1 over 0, and you can't divide by 0, so secant of 270 degrees is undefined. Next, I get cosecant, that's the reciprocal of sine, so I found sine, which is the y value, and again, limit of sine as this approaches, say that approaches 270 degrees, the sine or the y value gets closer to -1 here in the unit circle. So sine of 270 degrees is equal to -1. And cosecant is 1 over sine, so that's just 1 over -1. And cosecant of 270 degrees is equal to -1.